So today I am filming a Q&A. And we're gonna get right into it because I posted on Instagram yesterday. Let me see.
Walmart's massive Black Friday deals event.
I'm tired of these ads on Instagram. Okay, let's see. I don't know which question I want to start with, but that's some good questions. Okay, I'm just gonna start from the top. First question is, what moment in your life made you closer to God? I've always been raised in church and things like that, but what made me actually want a relationship with God was in 2020 when COVID hit and we couldn't be around anybody. We were stuck at home, couldn't go to school, anything like that, and I realized I didn't know who I was. Like, I didn't know who I was without being around people. I didn't know who I was without being around friends, without going to school. Like, when everything else was gone, I realized, like, I didn't know anything about myself. So that's what led me closer to God, because I don't know, something in me knew that the only way I would know who I was and be confident in myself was to go to God about it. So that's where that started for me. What's your favorite aha moment between you and God? Ooh, favorite aha moment. That's so hard. That is so hard to say, because there's so many. I really can't pick one. I really can't. There's so many aha moments with God that you just can't really pick one. I'm gonna come back to that one because I really can't pick one right now. What advice would you give to girls who struggle with insecurities or wanting to fit in? I would tell them that they're not the only one. You know, a lot of people have went through that. I went through that. But I would tell you to seek God in all seriousness. That sounds cliche. That sounds like, oh, everybody says that and things like that. But seek God. Like, seek your identity in Him and nobody else. Ask Him why He made you the way He made you. Ask Him what special things He put on the inside of you. Ask Him what you're anointed to do. Ask Him what your calling is. Ask Him, you know, all those things, because when you know that God gave it to you, you get a certain amount of confidence in you when you're like, okay, well, God gave it to me. I have to use it somehow. So, and also don't compare yourself to anybody else. You never know what people are going through. You just never know what people are going through on the inside. People a lot of times portray themselves to be something that they're not on the outside sometimes, when it seems like they just have it all together. Nobody has it all together. So don't even try to, you know, do that. And then fitting in, you're never going to fit in. No matter how hard you try, you're never going to fit in. Because either you're going to get in and feel wrong, or you're just not going to get in and still going to feel wrong. So, what's something that you haven't done yet that you've always wanted to do? I want to learn how to not speak. I want to learn sign language. I want to learn ASL. I really want to learn that. I don't know where that desire to learn that comes from, but I just want to learn it. What's your favorite story in the Bible, and who do you correlate with the most? My favorite story in the Bible. I don't have a favorite. All 66 books. I love them all. I think off the top of my head, who I correlate the most with is Moses. And I say that because of Moses' encounter with God at the burning bush. When he's telling God, like, I can't do what you're telling me to do. I have a stutter. I have this. This is going on. I can't do this by myself. Yeah. I feel like that I correlate with that the most because of certain conversations that I've had with God, when God has been telling me to do certain things or pushing me to do certain things. I've had that conversation with God a couple of times where I would be like, God, I can't do it, or I don't have this and I don't have that, or get somebody else to do it. That I feel like I correlate with Moses the most in that aspect. How do you study the Bible? I study the Bible by asking questions. Because once you get an understanding that the Bible is God's word, it's living, it's breathing, it's written, you can't take away from it, you can't add to it, you will learn to kind of go to the word like you're literally talking to God. So anytime I'm studying, I'm asking the Lord questions and allowing the word to answer it for me. I'm looking for the answers to my questions in the word. So or what I'm going through, I'm looking for other people in the Bible who have went through it, because there's nothing new in this world, really. It's really not. What's your favorite book of the Bible and why? That I don't have a favorite. I just don't. I don't. Favorite. Okay, I'll say this. I love the books, all the books that Paul wrote. And I said it because I just love how Paul is so passionate and straightforward about what's right and what's wrong. So I would definitely say I love the books that Paul wrote. But then I also love the Gospels. Like the Gospels, oh my gosh. It just, specifically the book of John. The book of John just, I don't know. It just, the book of John. I'm just going to leave it at that. Read the book of John. And last question is, how do you stay motivated in the rough seasons? I stay motivated in the rough seasons by remembering what God has done before. By reading his word. Now I'm learning to literally speak the word over myself. So that's helping me and keeping me in the rough seasons. What else? Yeah, talking to other people helps me in the rough seasons, because then I realize, like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. Oh, it's not that bad. So talking to other people, reading, talking to God, obviously, remembering what God has already done for me, speaking the word over myself. Yeah, that's pretty much it.